So it's your first day in N8N and you've never logged in before, or this is your very first time. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do when you've got a brand new account and you want to get started tapping into the powerful insights of AI automation to save you countless hours of your time and possibly make money with AI. And I figured, since my motto is in this channel, I create AI tutorials so simple that your grandma can follow, I figured, why not have a grandmother on the video so that we can make this very simple. So I decided to invite my mom, who happens to be a grandma, not my children, my older brothers, but glad to have you on, Mom.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
So my mom just created a new N8N account, and she is thrilled to be able to learn this. Now let me ask you, why are you so excited to create an N8N account and start using this tool for your first time?
Well, I know that that we're in a new turn of events in the world. You know, it's like we usually say the turn of the century, and it brings on different aspects. We used to be in the information age, now we're in the AI age. You know, and so I know that without AI, we're not going to get very far. And it's the people who understand how to use the AI who controls things or gets further than people who don't take the time to learn.
I totally agree with you. I couldn't say it better myself. So let's dive into your new account. You literally just created an account today, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Hey.
So when you're thinking about this this new account that you have, what I would do, or I would say what I did do when I first created the account, I was kind of overwhelmed. I was looking at a blank slate, not sure what to put, what to say, where to go, what things to automate. So I didn't really understand what that looked like. So I will just explain to you the basics of what the dashboard looks like. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
So there are three main tabs here. If you look, if you notice, I think, there we go. You see the workflow, credentials, and executions?
Yes.
So workflows is just where you're going to see all of the workflows you build. It's empty right now, so they all look the same. But credentials is what you're going to create when you log in. And it's this credentials, think of it like a password that you use to log into your favorite tools. And what I would do is I would make a list of your tool stack. And your tool stack is just what's the software, technology, the apps, the logins that you use regularly and that you want to automate. So things that I regularly use is things like Notion. I use Google Drive, Google Slides. You think about Gmail if you want to automate things with your Gmail, or Google Calendar. Some of those types of things, I've got credentials for Zoom. Those are the things that you want to think about as far as what you're going to automate. And I'll show you how you could add some of those. And then executions is just like whenever your workflow is running, this is where they're going to go. They're going to show you the ones that passed, when they failed. Things that this will be used for testing and monitoring in the future. But in the top right corner, you have two options. You could either create a workflow, or you can create a credentials by clicking the drop down arrow. I often go to create a workflow. Are there any questions about that so far?
I was taking notes. So you said that if you go to workflows, that's where you could create a workflow and not the credentials.
Yes.
Because the credentials is the password, right?
Yes, the password. Exactly. It's like the verification that authorizes your automation to log into those apps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, we're under overview in the top left corner. I'm going to click on personal, because when you have something new, you have two options. You could either start from scratch, or you could test a simple AI agent example. I think the AI agent would be easier to learn from. So let's test this out, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to click on this button right here, and now it's loading a template. And now hold Control and zoom out. And
what was the button you clicked on? What was it called?
The personal? And don't worry about the buttons right now because it's going to be in the video. You'll be able to watch the replay. I wouldn't take notes on the buttons like that. It'll be better if we just go through the process. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So now that we're in this AI, it's a demo, my first AI agent, right? You can click and drag, and you could start moving them around. This is called your canvas. To my knowledge, this is like an infinite canvas. You could zoom out as far as you want. Look at that. It's smaller than my mouse. Or you could zoom in a lot. Wherever your mouse is, that's where it's going to zoom. And you can drag a node and move it however you want to keep it organized. And that's kind of how this works. So what this is basically this agent. It's this is like an AI tool, and this is a trigger. There's different types of nodes that you would use. This is called a node, this is a node, and this is a node. And think about a node like it's a framework. In business, you have frameworks. That's a step-by-step process to get a consistent result, right? Mm-hmm. I think of a node as it's one step in a framework or a system. Or if you've ever gone through a standard operating procedure, there's step 1, 2, 3, 4. Every step would require a node. And that's how I think about it. And any action that you would take, that's what the node is for.
Okay.
So
you have to know prompting to do this?
No, I wouldn't say you need to know prompting to do this. You can no, you don't need to know prompting.
Okay.
Great question. So the things that I found most helpful when I first got started is really like anything that you want to create, you could always create using ChatGPT. So let's say we're going into ChatGPT. The most helpful chat I have found is so powerful is if you go over to the GPT store right here and you click on GPTs, and you could do this for free. I'm on a free account here. And then under this is a GPT store. These are all custom AI chats that have been trained to do one thing really, really well. And most of what I know about N8N, I did not learn from YouTube tutorials. I learned from this tool I'm about to share with you. Never do I open up N8N without talking to this tool. So you can type in N8N, and it's N8N Assistant is really what we're looking for. And they're going to be loading, and there's this one that's created by Nishka right here, N8N Assistant by Nishka, and there's 400,000 chats that's been used with this. This is the one that you want to go with. It's got 400,000 because it works. People don't usually go back and use it again and again if they're not satisfied with the results. So I like the one that has the most chats in it. So I click this, and then you could just start the chat. And we will create a new chat with them. And if you want to pin it to your side to like keep it for good, then what you could do is you can go to the top and click this drop down arrow, and then look for keep in sidebar, and you click that keep in sidebar button, and then now you'll notice that it was pinned to the left hand side, and you're able to access this whenever you want.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is like a bookmark tab.
It's like somebody holding your hand through it all, huh?
This assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I would even say it's kind of like hiring a professional N8N builder and saying, "Hey, I want you to build this for me." And they're like, "Okay, got it. Here it is." And all you got to do is copy and paste. It's so brilliant. I love this. I use it for everything. And from day one, this is the type of questions that I ask. I'm like, I would say something like, I like to use Windows H to dictate, so I don't have to type out my prompts. And it seems like it wants me to have a microphone, and I'm using the microphone currently. Let me see. Let's use this microphone and allow while visiting the site. Okay. Windows H.
There you are.
Now, I'm new to using N8N. I'm a beginner. Can you explain to me what are the basic building blocks that would be good for me to get started on this tool, because I've never done it before, and honestly it's kind of intimidating. So what are the basic first steps you would recommend for me to get started on my first time using N8N? So I'm going to just dictate it and let it type away. And a lot of times it doesn't get N8N, and I don't go through and correct it every time. It usually understands, even if I typed it wrong. See, like, I'm new to using N8N. It says, thanks for letting me know you're a beginner. So what this will do is, every time you say the phrase, I am a beginner, you always want that phrase when you create a new chat, and it will literally explain to you step by step. Another prompt that I like to do is I like to say, when you speak to me, always use metaphors and speak in a language that even a grandmother could understand. And I literally, yeah, it's funny, right? But I literally use that every time I'm asking questions or creating new chat. I say use metaphors and use simple language that a grandmother could understand, because I figure, hey, if a grandma can do it, I can do it, right? And I've been doing that since day one, and I've loved every moment of it. So you can think about, it says the basics of N8N. Think of workflow like an automation recipe. There's grandma's recipe, right? A sequence is nodes. That's what I was just talking to you about, that process your information from one morning to another. So every morning at 9 a.m. you check my Gmail inbox. That's a really powerful one. It'll explain there's different types of nodes. The first one is a trigger node, which I'll show you right here. This trigger node, you could tell a trigger node because I can't show you, but it's a little lightning bolt and it's orange. When I move my mouse, it disappears, but it's right where this is. So you see that lightning bolt? Yeah, there's different types of triggers. So when you type in trigger, then there's some of these. The trigger nodes I use the most is manual trigger, or manual? Yeah, manual trigger right here. This will start the workflow whenever you click the button. When you click that button, boom, it's going to go through. Congratulations, you started. This is the fastest, easiest way to get things moving, and you can test stuff with that very quickly. So I like that. Another trigger that I use that is pretty simple, I started doing this a lot, which is schedule trigger. And this schedule trigger, you can start a workflow based on, like, every day at midnight you can test it, or like the example here is it was like 9 a.m. check my Gmail inbox. So you would go every day at 9 a.m. and then there you would set it, and then that's going to check every day at 9 a.m. and that will run your workflow using that trigger. Does that make sense?
Kind of. Do you have two triggers there?
Right now I have two triggers.
Are they connected together, or
technically I have
triggers?
3 triggers here, because one's a chat.
Oh.
This one I could chat and say, hey, what is N8N? And that said, it's got an error because if you could see, I don't actually have the OpenAI model. There's no credential set for that yet, but I'll show you how to do that in the future, or in a moment. But you had a question about these 3?
Oh, I was just wondering if each one of them were connected together, or if they're all 3 separate.
Great question. So this, you can connect, like here, you see how you click this button and you drag it to the next one? Now this trigger is connected to the agent. And this select is now connected to the agent, but they weren't before. So you got these lines to connect one after another.
So if they're not connected, then they don't work?
Yeah, these will not do anything. When I run this, it didn't do anything.
Okay.
So I mean, it technically works, but it doesn't. You haven't trained it to do anything. If you wanted to, you can click that, and then type in something like Notion, and then Notion you could ask for, like, create a new database page, and then you could start creating one. So now you have a Notion node. This is a node, and there's like 400 different built-in nodes that you could search for here. What was that?
I said, oh, why?
Yeah, so there's a good chance that your most used apps are already on here and you can find them, and they're pretty clean, simple connection.
And what did you call those?
These are nodes.
So the nodes are just different apps.
Yeah, different actions in an app. Because I might have 5 Notion nodes in one workflow, because one will like look up a node that's called getting a Notion database. The other one will probably update a node, like if you want to edit or change an existing node. And the other one, if I want to create a node, then I would do that. So like Notion, that one's to create a database. So now let's say I wanted to update it. Then I'll say update a database page. So now this is going to update the node that I just created.
Would you be able to, because before we got on here, we were messing around with like the sound. Would you be able to use that to correct the sound on your computer, or to figure out what's wrong with it or something?
That's a great question. You possibly could. I just don't know how to do that, so I'm not sure. Probably. But that's not a use case that I've tested or desired to, so I'm not sure. So
Is that broom delete?
what was that?
Is that broom at the bottom of the page delete?
No, this will actually tidy up your nodes. So if you have it like this, and you have it all messy, you see how like wonky and wild that is?
I can see how I could do that.
Yeah, and then if you tidy up, it's going to clean everything together. Isn't that cool? See how it just fixed everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's helpful, because sometimes AI gives you code that makes everything kind of messy, and you just click that button and then it'll clean everything for you. It'll organize them together. Great question.
I like that.
Yeah, if you want to delete a node, you click the delete right here. You could delete, it has a little trash can, and you click it, and then it's gone. So that's convenient. Now, chances are if you're in N8N, you're going to want to use an AI model, like a chat model, and the chat model that I use the most, what I would do is, like, you need to get credentials for this, but I wouldn't really use OpenAI. I did in the beginning until I knew better. But what I wish I knew sooner, and I'm glad I learned pretty quickly, is there's a really cool API or tool called OpenRouter. And OpenRouter is literally, it's one API that gives you access to all the major models. Like you got Gemini, OpenAI, ChatGPT 5, Claude, Sonnet 4, all of the best models, all these chat models, and all you got to do is you got to sign up. It's free to sign up, and then you buy credits. So it's basically, think of it like a prepaid card, and you just load the card with like $10. I put $50 on the account, and in 3 months I've used it for all my automations and did a ton of work, and I only paid $3 in 3 months. Like, this is the tool.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. So all of my automations running in the background, working with a whole bunch of automation and content creation and large transcripts, it's only been $3. Can you imagine? So I put $50 on there. You can test it with 10. I'll probably put $10 on this account, but it'll last you depending on how much you use or what kind of model you use. And then it gives you an API key. With this API key, that's what you put into the credentials of N8N. So I would replace this, and I'm going to hit X there, and I'm going to click this this add new one, and you literally just type in OpenRouter. See it right here? And then you click OpenRouter, and then you just create the credentials there, and then you have OpenRouter, and you could pick any type of chat that you use. I like to use DeepSeek chat because it's the cheapest, but and it's done good for me in all my work. But that's what I'm using. I access DeepSeek chat through OpenRouter, and you don't need to go create an API key from OpenAI, and then Anthropic, and then you got to go to Google, Gemini, and you don't need to go all these places. It's one account that can access all of them.
So, and do you have to keep putting that in over and over, or you just put that in there once?
Great question. So that's why you're actually adding credentials, which if I actually duplicate this, um, this is where it's really powerful because you know how your browser lets you save passwords or it lets you to,
Bookmark?
no, not a bookmark, like passwords. You know how when you log in it says stay logged in?
Yeah.
So that's what this credentials tab is all about. This is where they're asking you, once you log in to OpenRouter, then we could search here, and I'm going to do a whole video on it in a moment, but you click OpenRouter, you hit continue, and then all you need to do is give them an API key, and then you just say what kind of OpenRouter you want, and then save it. You just give it a name, or maybe you just call it OpenRouter, and you save, and then you just saved your password there. So now every time that you want to use this, you just access it. This didn't work because it's not a real API, and I'm not doing that here. But now that's there, as you can see, it looks like it was created, but it's not going to be functional. But then you can access it through here, and you could find it that way, and it's already there. Does that make sense?
Kind of, a little bit.
Okay, well, I'll record a whole video showing you how you could like create the credentials for each one of your favorite tools. But what I would do right now is I would go to something like Notion, and I'll show you like my favorite tools to add to N8N. This is my assignment that I would give you, and I'm going to delete that stuff. And I would make a list of what are the tools that you would definitely want to add. You want to add the credentials.
How would I know what tools are available to add?
Great question. That's one of the things that I had to start learning when I created the new N8N. I first get started with your list of your tech stack. What is the core tools that you usually use the most? So I use Notion, I use Google Drive, and I realized that like Google Slides is a different API, and so is basically all the Google tools. So if you use Google Docs, that's different too. Some of the tools you'll realize they have to have an API for it. So like if you use Canva has a very limited API, so Google Slides is better to automate stuff with instead because that has a free OpenAI API. And then like I use Publisher Scheduler, for instance, for scheduling content, but what I had to do is you can Google Publisher API and just see if it's available. Like this, it looks like they do have Publisher API, and then, but what it says is that it's for enterprise plans only, and then it says business plans with good standing and top ambassadors. So when I looked, it was only for top ambassadors, and I am not that, so I wasn't able to access it. But it looks like I can now, so that's cool. I'm gonna play around with that. But do you see how I just Googled how it has an API? And now that it has an API, that means I could start using it. I could go find out the credentials and then get started. And then if you have any questions too, you could even ask this Nishka, and you could say, I want to know what are some tools that you use, Mom?
I use Word a lot.
Microsoft Word?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I use.
What else?
I use Facebook, Gmail, Outlook, Google Voice. Did I say Messenger?
No.
And YouTube? Am I on the right track of what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. These are tools that you use, and you want to think about tools that you're going to automate too. So, Gmail, like let's take Gmail for instance. We can ask N8N and say, I want to know if Gmail has an API I can connect with N8N. So this is how you'll do it. If so, walk me step by step how to do it. See that? That's basically the type of prompt that I used over and over in order to access it. And it says, uh-oh, that's funny. Now it's like treating me as, it says, yes, dear, like Gmail has a secret kitchen door called an API, which is how I explain it, that an API is kind of like a door that allows you to get access to another room. Think of it like a special window in your kitchen wall. Instead of you walking to the mailbox outside every time, you can just peek through the window and ask Gmail to pass you letters, send out messages them for you. And then step by step, and there's the pie. I'm telling you, this makes learning engaging and fun, fast and easy, because it's giving you metaphors that make sense. Instead of all this technobabble and this jargon that only developers know, which I am not a developer or coder, it now speaks to me in a language I'm like, oh, I get that. Yeah, I know what a mailbox is. I know what a door is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it says open your kitchen, so N8N, go to your N8N editor. Think of it like putting your apron on, getting your countertop ready. Okay, I could grasp that. Add a Gmail node. So that's what I showed you before. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to say, let's open a Gmail node. Oh, there it is right there. You see that?
What did you click on to open that?
I clicked on this little plus button right here.
Oh, okay.
And that opens this panel. Another way you can access it is this plus button right here.
Oh, okay.
And or you can hit tab, but I hit the plus button, and then I type in Gmail, and sure enough, it's right there. So now, what do you want Gmail to do? It'll categorize new emails. It'll label them, tag them. It'll even, you can make N8N draft you a reply, so you can literally just hit send, where it'll start talking like you. It'll filter out the ones that are not worth replying to at all. It'll unsubscribe for you, I think. There's all sorts of tools, ways that you could use it.
So would it be able to do something that I don't know how to do it?
Yeah, I have it do stuff for me all the time. So the way that, great question, the way that you could do that is, let's say I have a use case, and by the way, this is going to show you step by step how to add your credentials and make sense of doing that, and it'll show you. And any question you have, you could ask a follow-up question, that's fine. This is another major use that now you can start to see why I use N8N Assistant every time I want to do something on N8N. It always starts with my Nishka Assistant first, right?
Well, yeah, and you're doing this on a free account, but I could see where if you're asking for directions and how-tos, where paying for the account would be worth it because you're only allowed so much limits to ask a question and get responses.
Are you sure?
Yes, I promise you.
You're talking about these chats?
Yes, I'm talking about chats. Because it'll cut you off and say to come back later.
Well, even if it does cut you off, you could just open up Gemini and start using it. And every new Gmail that you have, you could still talk to Gemini. And Gemini knows how to use N8N just like ChatGPT does.
Okay.
So you're never really running out of uses. And let me tell you something I just learned today. This is so cool. You can literally go, let me show you this. This is amazing. I haven't used it too much. Like, I'm telling you everything I learned from N8N Assistant, but I just found this new thing. You see when you click on help, you go to your main home screen, you go to help. Then you look for documentation. You see that?
Uh-huh.
I love the support docs. Anytime I want to learn a new tool, I would, in the olden days, have to like go read through this stuff, and I'm like, oh, where do I start, right? And it could be overwhelming.
That's overwhelming.
But they have this new feature. Look at that. Chat with the docs. Now, whenever I want to learn a new tool, I always love going to the docs and looking for an AI button, because now all these new software apps this is now starting to become standard. Like, they just naturally have it. So if I want to learn ClickFunnels, I talk to the Napoleon AI. If I want to learn Canva, then I talk to Canva AI. And Canva has their little AI button right next to their questions. If I go into Notion, then Notion, let me show you, I have Notion open.
Do they charge you extra to use that?
No, they don't charge you extra. So Notion AI is right here. So I click in the bottom here, and I can ask Notion any question I want, and it'll teach me what are common tools that I would use or most business owners would use that they could automate with N8N. And then I'm asking this, and it's going to say, like, I can see you already have a good start. My favorite tool is N8N. It found the page that I'm working on, right? And this will give you all access to Notion, their documents, and other stuff. So now they're recommending like Slack, Teams, Telegram, Google Space, the 360 Word, like what you were just talking about, Notion, Airtables. They're teaching us what kind of things we could use to automate.
Well, that's cool.
Right?
Because if you don't have an idea, then it gives it to you.
That's exactly how I use AI.
That is so amazing.
So one of the first skills that you're going to want to do, one of the hardest things that I had to learn, is what is the use cases? What is the possibilities of what I can automate with N8N? And this is how I can do it. So whatever tool knows you the most, for me, ChatGPT understood me well, and I said, based on what you know about me, because ChatGPT has memory, it'd be like, what are the tools, what are the automation workflows that would make the most sense for me? And that's a helpful prompt. But you could ask Notion AI, all their Notion stuff, you can ask them, it helps you with that. And then Publer probably has an AI too.
After what you just said, I'm thinking, because I know you, and I know that you just strictly are all about business. So like me, I might be asking ChatGPT about business. I might be asking about problems I'm going through. I might be asking about for somebody else. Should I like not do that and just strictly keep it business?
Oh no, I mean, N8N can help you with your life too. I know a guy on YouTube, actually in AI Foundations, where I learned a lot about N8N. He has an N8N service that's connected to his Aura Ring, and his Aura Ring it tracks his sleep, his mood, his heartbeat, and like even the emotional levels throughout the day. And it goes into a database, and he has his N8N AI agent kind of just report to him and interpret that data and help him find patterns of like his best days and how they relate to his health and his sleep. And so you could,
That's amazing.
Yeah, you could use N8N for a lot of personal things as well as business things.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you go into ChatGPT and you ask, based on what you know about me, what would you think that I would find value out of N8N automation workflows, and it'll give you a bunch of ideas. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I figured, I like it too. It works. And that's what's cool. I mean, you can go to any tool, and that's why, like Notion, I'm on a brand new account, and they don't know anything about me. So for this one, since it doesn't have information on me, I said, what are common tools that most business owners would know? Or I could say most grandmothers, or if I'm in the business niche of like e-commerce, what e-commerce business owners would use? Or if I'm a health educator, I'm a naturopathic doctor, what are the most common tools that naturopathic doctors would use that they could automate with N8N? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to love this.
Oh,
I'm all about resources.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's speaking to your language, right?
Sure is.
So I showed you how to find out if anything has an API. You just Google. You Google, does it have an API? And they'll show up. If they don't, then hey, you might need to find something else. So,
like what if Google didn't? Then where would you go? What would you do instead?
well, like Publer, for example, Publer didn't have one at first, and then I went and I found something else. So I just keep my ears peeled. Sometimes, I go to N8N Assistant. So I was like, I want to use YouTube to, let me not type that.
What would you use Publer
I
for?
want to use YouTube to get the transcripts of other people's videos. So can I use the YouTube API to get public transcriptions? Can you show me step by step how to do that? And between you and I, YouTube doesn't allow you to do that. There's no API that I can get transcripts from other people's YouTube videos. And it says, here's the truth, dear. YouTube API is like a public library. It'll tell you things like the title, the description, number of views, even comments. But when it comes to the transcripts of other people's videos, this one says, sorry, child, I can't give you the subtitles if the publisher allowed it. And even then, not through my official counter, right? So that's kind of a fun way it's responding. But it's saying that I can't do that. So then it says that it could do that out of mine, I think. Or it says, if you are the owner of the channel, you could use your uploaded. I could do it if they're mine. Or if you use other secret tools, then it could work. So now my question is, I'm going to like select that, ask ChatGPT. I'll say, what secret tools will allow me, can you give me a list of APIs that I can use to get the transcript of other people's YouTube videos using N8N automation workflow? Now, if you're listening to this and you think we're talking about YouTube transcripts, you're missing the point. I'm showing you a process how when the tool you're familiar with doesn't work on automation, this is how you can find a replacement that does. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now I submit that, and it's going to give me it's suggested third party like this. This is what it says: Assembly AI, Open Whisper, and Rev AI. Both of them do. And I will tell you right now, I went with Assembly AI, and it is amazing, amazing. So I could just go to...
Is that free?
Assembly, it's close to it. When it comes to transcriptions, a lot of them are not free, but one thing I found out about this is when I was looking at this, I'm like, this looks confusing. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Speech to text? That kind of sounds like what I want. And then it says industry level leading models and developer first API. I'm like, oh, okay. So the technology stuff was kind of confusing to me here. So I didn't fully understand how that worked. But to be honest, I'm going to record a video showing how to set up the API for this. But when I didn't know, I went to ChatGPT, which, by the way, it responded to my requests, and it's showing some tools like third-party transcription services. I use this. It is cheap. It was pennies. Okay, let me tell you. It is, I think it was like 11 cents an hour.
An hour.
An hour.
And how many words per minute can it do?
Oh, it could do a lot. They're so fast. I found out this is the tool that is running Otter AI. I believe it's Otter AI runs on this. And there's another one. Do you remember that tool that was like video.ai? I paid for this a little bit. It repurposes your content. It adds your content, and it'll add clips and captions and stuff and turn them into these short reels.
Yeah.
See these reels? It's all powered by Assembly AI.
How do you know?
Because it's on Assembly AI. It says that they're their client. And I found it somewhere either on their blog, or I was just reading their website and I looked at stuff and I saw who are the types of their clients that they use. And I was like, wow, I recognize a lot of these. I've paid some of these businesses, and check this out. You can go to those businesses to get secondhand, or you can go to the source that's running, that's basically getting, that's powering all of these front-end tools that have public mass adoption.
Charging us an arm and one leg.
What was that?
That's charging us an arm and one leg.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool what the programs do, but you're right. I mean, they are doing a markup on the same service. So I found
Yeah.
out about Assembly AI, and my mind was blown because it's not a monthly subscription. You only pay for what you use. Oh, here's the
So
pricing.
is that called GitHub or something like that?
No,
Or
no, this is something totally different. It's just,
mm,
it's actually called Assembly AI. It's its own software. Kind of like Otter AI, that is a transcription software. This does it similar too, but it's all based on the API, which is the language that N8N understands.
oh, okay.
So check this out. They give you free $50 in credits, which I use that for like 2 months on a bunch of hours. That's 185 hours worth of
No wonder it only costs
transcriptions.
you 11 cents.
No, that's not even counting. When you go through the $50, then they start charging you 11 cents.
Oh,
And I think my number's off. I think it's
oh,
like,
there's those, there's the names down there on the bottom if you lift that up just a little bit.
oh yeah, Delphi. That's a
Yeah.
huge AI tool that will turn your videos into a vid.io. You're familiar with that. Fireflies is a competitor to, that's what AI Foundations uses. Yeah, so I recognize those. It's really powerful. Oh, 15 cents an hour. There we go. Maybe the price went up a bit.
Crazy.
No. Oh yeah, I think it's like 15 cents an hour or something. It's so cheap. So I did the math and I thought all the transcription services I would need, I'd end up paying like $40 a year for all like my 5-day challenge. It's 10 hours. For my weekly coaching, it's 2 hours. For my my weekly webinars, it's like 4 hours a month. Like maybe around like 30 hours a month of recordings for 12 months. It would only cost me about $30 a year, something like that. So, and mind you, I just found it here. So now let's say we found it, and now we want to. I found Assembly AI. I love your recommendation. It's awesome. Now can you show me step by step exactly how to set it up in N8N? This is what I want to do. And then it's going to take your hand and show you step by step. And any part you're not clear on, you just ask. So it says sign up, which is true. It's a free account. Get the YouTube audio. And it'll walk you through. You can send them a link to your audio, and this is what you do. This is what you actually copy and paste into N8N, and it'll walk you through. This is what you're doing on N8N here. And if you don't understand something, you just ask to clarify it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And so the API is associated to your YouTube or their YouTube, or what's that?
Great question. API is, I think of it like, well, AI gave me, it's like a Lego block. It's really the foundation that all software in the internet is built on. So when people are building these softwares, they're never starting from scratch. They're always borrowing from existing businesses that just do one thing and do it really well. Like Canva has a lot of features, right? But like their background remover feature, they were using the API of remove.bg, and I've been using this tool for years to remove a background from the background and do whatever. And I found out that Canva AI does that feature. Whoops, I have myself all big. So it'll remove the background, and I found out that Canva is using remove.bg API, as you can see right here. So you could use these services, and that's why I think API is so powerful, is because one, we buy software and then we have to spend the time and the learning curve to use it. And either before I would have to hire a team to use it, and then sometimes they use it inconsistently, or they need to have the skill, they need the learning curve, or the responsibility load, like they have to prioritize doing it consistently. And so sometimes we pay for things, and instead of it being helpful, it ends up being like a shelf full, and they just stay on our digital shelf, right?
Helpful.
And if we don't actually log in and use it, then it's not benefiting us. It was just pulling out a chunk, and a lot of them are monthly subscriptions, right? So if we're not using it, we pay for annual or monthly, like that wears on us, right, in our bank account. So what I love about N8N is when they have an API, then I could set it on autopilot to run in the background of all these apps that I want the benefit and value from, but I don't want to like pour my life, energy, and time actually using it. Are you?
So tell me, what kind of companies use APIs? Are they only like really big companies, or do
No,
little companies do it too?
smart companies, little startups of one person or two or three or whatever. Uh, the, any entrepreneur can greatly benefit from using APIs. You don't have to be a brilliant person. I just showed you everything you need to leverage their
I know.
API can be N8N Assistant and a free account on N8N. This
Yeah,
is
but what I, I
mhm.
I guess what I'm asking is that like you showed me the one that Otter was using. That's a big company, and they have a they have that. But would you, if you were just starting out, would you get an API for your company? And
You mean like I
where
would
it would
offer a public API for my
yes,
company?
yes.
There's software companies. If it's a software company, those are the people who have APIs. And it depends on how you want to do it. I would say usually startup companies don't have API unless, I mean, some of them do. It really depends. There's large companies like Canva that didn't have a public API until like I think like 2 or 3 years ago. Um, and Publer has been around for many years, and they just this year started working on their API. So um, it depends on the software. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Mhm.
So does that answer your question?
Mhm.
And to find out if they do, just ask right here. Just
Mhm.
ask like ChatGPT if that's what you want. It got all that stuff. But what I have came to a place is when I'm looking at a new tool, like if I'm on AppSumo, and I'm researching, the only question on my mind is, does it have an API? If it doesn't have a public API,
Everybody's
I don't want to buy it.
That's how everybody is these days.
Yeah, that's because these days it's never been easier to automate your software than ever before using N8N.
That's cool.
So, is it making sense how you can get started on um, automating your first tools?
Mm, somewhat, yeah.
What part connected or clicked the most so far?
To use ChatGPT to help you through what um what you need help with, especially the N8N assistant
Yeah, and
being inside that.
I found also when N8N is like N8N Assistant is awesome. It's walked me through everything that I've built, and I built quite a bit in N8N in these last 3 months, more than most people have. N8N has allowed me from day one to not have to spend like an hour watching a video tutorial teach me literally how to like go talking about the weather. I don't care about a weather automation. I want to know how do I build the actual workflow I want to create. So I'm giving you the prompts that I've
Smart.
used to do this, and I
Mhm.
just found this tool. I'm going to be using this a lot more because this is trained on all the latest documentation from N8N themselves. And remember, you just go to N8N Docs, docs.n8n.io, and you click the chat with Docs, and you can ask all the same questions here. How do I connect assembly AI to a new workflow? I'm a complete beginner.
Wait a
And
minute, where is that the same one that you showed me? Or is this a different one?
no, this is one that I started to show you, but I never really finished.
Oh.
Um, and
And you get that out of Notion?
you get
This one?
this, no, you get this from the N8N Docs. You just go to Help right here.
Oh,
You click Help, and then you go to Documentation. And when you
oh,
open
okay, the
that,
same way you got the other one.
and it's Chat with the Docs right there.
Oh, okay.
So
Let me put that.
I'm going to be using this a lot more, and they're showing how to do it just step by step right here. And that's really powerful.
So do you like that one better than the other one that you showed us?
The N8N Assistant,
Yeah.
Well,
or do they do different things?
well, what I've shared is everything I've done is with N8N Assistant. I know it very well. That's what I would recommend to everyone. This, I literally just found this today.
Oh, I see.
And I have a bias towards the
The
actual
assistant.
company, the company who, when they have a document that I could chat with their docs, I know of no other AI on planet Earth that's going to be more accurate and hallucinate the least, make stuff up the least, and is able to show me exactly their capabilities more than any other chat on the internet than their chat that's trained on their
That makes
documents,
sense.
right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
any tool that I'm trying to learn, I always like to ask, does it have an AI? Rather than just assuming ChatGPT is the best tool for learning all this stuff, ChatGPT is generic and general, and an AI is amazing, but only as far as generic untrained AI can do. When you have a very specialized trained model that is all trained on a specific data set, like the documentation of a specific software, when I'm using that software, learning that software, that AI is going to be way more insightful and accurate than any other tool.
So then, if I learn on this other one that you're telling me, the assistant, then am I going to have to unlearn that and
No,
learn something new with the? Okay.
no, not at all. They work really good together because at the end of the day, chat AI is chat AI, and the way you talk to one is the same way you talk to all of them. So
Okay.
the same exact prompts that you put in here, you could put on the Notion AI, on Google AI, on this N8N Docs AI, or on um, any other type of tool that you could chat with. Uh, they all use this like large language models. They all communicate and interpret the same way. The only difference is like the database that they're searching to find their answer. That's the data they're trained on. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
because sometimes I ask the exact same question on one, and I go to another and ask the exact same question, and they give me different results.
You'll get different results even asking the same AI the exact same question. They won't respond the same way every time because the way that AI gets their information is they're just following patterns and they're using an algorithm to piece information and like put together words, and it's going to be different every time. That's just the nature of AI. Just like if I ask you a question one day and then I ask you another 6 months later, you will respond in a different manner too. It won't be the exact same way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it depends on what question you ask me.
I mean, not like asking your birthday. That's gonna be the same. But like if I ask you to explain to me what N8N does and how it works, how would I get started? Your answer today might be different than it would be 6 months from now,
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will.
right? So those types of questions, you get variations from people and AI.
So then, what can I do today with to make something out of N8N?
Well, the first thing I would do is create an account on OpenRouter. This will give you access um, to using AI. So all your AI desires and prompts, you could do it here. Um, the the
Where do
first
I get router again?
OpenRouter.ai. Mm-hmm. That's one of the first tools that I would recommend connecting.
Okay.
And um, I have a video on YouTube that is all about how I created a prompt database, and that prompt database is the foundation of all my AI automations, and I show you my system for doing that. So if that's the first thing that you create, you won't regret it. That will be a complete game changer for you being able to set that up.
All right, and then the prompt database, you just keep adding to it.
Yeah, you just add on Notion, and it instantly has access through your workflow. It'll know how to access every new prompt that you add to it. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I would do for my day one. Those are some tools that I use. Hopefully, I'm not just teaching you what to do, but like how to navigate it, how to make sense of it. And these are the tools that this is the steps that I've used to create anything that I desire. And one of the big things is here you just express. Like I know another goal you have is, and you could just ask, I want to help electricians to find leads, and I want to either scrape leads or search databases that have leads of businesses that are willing to pay for large contracts to hire individual electricians to put in light bulbs or fixtures or whatever they do. And I want to be able to put them into a database of my own and then send them personalized emails that I could reach out to them on behalf of the electrician, and because the electrician is going to give me a percentage of whatever leads that I'm able to generate for them. And I want you to show me step by step exactly how to create this in N8N. I'm a complete beginner and I don't know what tools to use. I want you to recommend what tools to use, and I want you to show me how to set it up. And the cool thing is, not only will it show you how to set it up, it will actually give you JSON that you could copy and paste into ChatGPT.
That's over my head.
Well, it'll give you a file that you can download and copy and paste in there.
In where?
In your workflow.
Oh.
So this says where to get leads. You got Google Maps Scraper, which is very popular. You can find all these tools on Google Maps. You have Yellow Pages Scraper. You have Apollo AI. Apollo is...
That's interesting.
Yeah, Apollo is a very known platform that has a bunch of leads. And you can store them on Notion, is what I would recommend. And then...
You have to subscribe to Apollo to use it?
A lot of these services, I don't know for this, but a lot of the services you don't need to subscribe to access. You could pay for what you use. Some you do have to subscribe and then you get access to the API. It just depends. And if you're making money with it, then it's worth it. But it depends on which one you use.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so it's going to show you exactly how to do this, and which is really cool. And it shows you the step-by-step. You just follow it and you ask more details. Oh, and this says, would you like me to prepare a ready to import JSON workflow? And it's like, yes, prepare for me JSON. And JSON just means JavaScript, and it's a file for JavaScript. So I'm going to always allow. And what's amazing is, this is one of the reasons why I joined N8N, is because I realized I didn't have to create stuff from scratch. I could just ask AI to literally create for me the workflow, and this is what it says. It shows you how to use it, copy it to my clipboard. So I'm going to click copy code, and then in your N8N editor, you go over here and you just right click, or you hit Control V for paste, and then look at this. You see that? It created the workflow for me.
Get out of here.
I'm out of here. I know, it's out of this world. What a time to be alive. It literally just created the workflow for me.
It's amazing.
It's got the SERP AI, which is one of the tools it recommended. It prepares all the leads, it saves it to a Google Sheet, and then it sends an email based on the template that it generated for you. And you can modify it, of course, but this is the core foundation of a work, which is what I love, because I always go to N8N and then test it with a workflow, and then I do one at a time. If it comes in an error, then I go to N8N Assistant and I ask on ChatGPT for more insights until I get green, 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 green all the way through. And that's what I do to create every workflow.
Enoch, I want to tell you, I came to this N8N and I looked at it when I signed up for it, and I kind of read a little here and there stuff, and I was like, what? I don't know that I would ever really get into that. And I said, I'm gonna go to Enoch's training, because he's I'd like to learn, I really would, but I don't know that I want to put that learning curve in. And so then I came to your training, because I know you want to teach me, because I want to learn. And so sitting here watching this, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to grasp it a little here, and I don't feel so intimidated by it. But when you just showed me that, I was like, whoa, that's easy. That's really easy. And so I think the other, technical part of it is kind of like researching to figure out what to put in it and what to take out and what to tweak. And you could just really make a perfect recipe
Yeah,
that everybody would want to buy. And it's like, man, I really want to learn this. I really do.
you're
And I
right.
hope people take the opportunity to at least look into it to see how easy it is.
And this is what helped me to pull the trigger too and say like I could do that. I could go to ChatGPT, copy and paste, and have a workflow. If it's like that, then I was willing to test it out. So I mean, you had the same experience I did, and you may not know this, but you can go to any workflow and you could like just like I'm selecting now, copy, hit Control C. Now it's copied to clipboard, as you could read it right here, and you could paste it back into ChatGPT and say, here is my workflow, I'm stuck, help me to see the error and fix the problem. You could literally just paste it in there and it already knows how to solve your problem.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? So you'll see how to use that more in the future. I will record a video that shows you how to do that stuff, but yeah, I mean, literally, you could just copy and paste back and forth, and it'll actually create this stuff for you. So,
Are you able to copy and paste somebody else's workflow?
yes, yep, I do it all the time.
Wow. Where do you find them at?
Oh, that was another thing I wanted to show you. Right here, another thing that I did that was pretty helpful, and you might find valuable too, is on N8N. When you have the sidebar, right where you saw help, if you go to templates, see that templates right there?
Yeah.
Click templates and they have a whole bunch of free templates
Wow.
based on what you do.
You got 5,000 of them right there?
Yeah, they got 5,000 templates. Many of them are free. So I just typed in something like Notion, or let's do Gmail, because people know email very well, especially grandmas. And
I have 700 of them.
yeah, so you can create AI generated YouTube shorts. No, that's not what you want. AI timesheet generator with Gmail and calendar and GitHub to Google Sheets. Maybe not. And let's say we could type a keyword, email management. And then now there's 7, effortless email management with AI-powered summarization and review. So this will summarize your emails. This one will automatically delete marketing emails and generate AI replies. Doesn't that sound useful?
It's like stopping a robo call.
Yeah,
in its track.
it'll stop a robocall and it'll automatically respond to real people that you or draft a reply. So
That's so funny.
so we can click this, and then
So that
Go
could clean out your email.
yes, this can clean out your email. And when you click it, it shows you the template. They got these little sticky notes. You can click and explore. You can kind of see what's going on here, and it'll show you how it starts when you get an email. This is the simple workflow, and it has a tutorial showing you how it works. You can read the description of what it does and what it entails, and you could use it for free. So you click on this button, and then you just import. You import, or you copy the template right there. Like you were wondering if you could copy other people's templates. This is why I love it so much, because you can. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to hit this plus button, because I'm going to create a new workflow, right?
All right.
New workflow, and I'm just going to zoom out and watch. It's in my clipboard. You saw me copy yeah? So I'm going to hit Control V, and look, I have the whole template they just gave me for free.
And that little square on the left-hand side is like a little map, huh?
The green and the yellow, you're saying?
No, it's gray. It looks like it shows you that there's 2 that are connected together, and then there's one underneath it.
Oh, you're saying this and this?
No, when you do right there, you see it on the left-hand side.
Oh, that. Yeah, it's a map. It shows you the big picture. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's cool too.
It is cool.
Because you can have so many steps in there that you don't remember, and they're all on the side, and you don't ever see them, and that just reminds you that there's some off to the side.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often, but it is nice. It helps you to stay focused and in control. And
Yeah.
so now when we save, I have this. All I have to do is log in and access these credentials. All I got to do is make sure my Gmail has credentials and it'll work. And then I would say with this model, I would replace this with OpenAI. I mean OpenRouter. I use OpenRouter for all AI tools. I never use these tools, but as you can see, and it's actually easy to replace. But you've got a template just like that. Is that amazing or what?
That is.
So
That's totally amazing.
another thing you can do today that will help you to get started is, and what helped me, I did this, and I found out how to automatically add descriptions to my YouTube videos, from like timestamps to a mini description and like frequent like
Tags.
tools and tags, all of it automatically to every video without me clicking anything because of a template that was free. And it gave me a tutorial how to do it.
That is amazing.
So there's this button here, go back to tutorial templates, and then you can click around and just type in your favorite tools right here, and you can see which resources you want to do, and it'll show you what kind of stuff you can do with AI.
What does SCP, did it say on me? Click on.
I'm not sure, but I actually need to get going. I was just told that I got another meeting I got to do, but I'll just end with this. If you're watching and you want help with technical support or you would like guidance on getting started, I joined AI Foundations, and this is a really powerful community on School that I paid for, and I love it. I'm a student of. There's over 1,000 members, and what happens is Drake and Carter, these two brothers, they teach AI on YouTube, and I learned a lot about N8N from them. Whenever I get stuck or I have a wall that I'm not able to face, I get on these Zoom calls, and there's never been a time where I've asked a question I couldn't get an answer, and it was so clear, so helpful. And I would recommend that you would join it. There's a community of people who are learning N8N, learning AI, whether it's audio generation, video, text, or growing it for your business. It's a really powerful tool that I would recommend if you want to learn the foundations of AI. They've got courses in here and a community. You can ask questions, get them answered. So I have an affiliate link, and when you join this program using my link specifically, I will give you a prompt database that has all of my personal prompts and business prompts that I've used to build our 6-figure business. And I don't give this away anywhere else, and there's no other way to access it except for when you join the School community. That's my bonus gift to you. I will get an extra source of income if you want to support my videos, where my goal is to make AI tutorials that your grandma could follow, and so simple. If you found value in this video, then and you want to help me to make sure that I could keep these videos coming, then definitely subscribe to their school using my affiliate link, and I'd be happy to see you thrive in your community. They will provide all the tech support that you could desire and so much more. But and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will release more videos like this. And you could put your questions down below. I'll consider making another video on it, and I'm gonna be dropping more videos on this channel too, because this is a powerful tool and I want the world to know. So until next time, have a great day, friends, and God bless.